We're here with guitarist Darin Mahoney today. He is an artist on Heart Dance Records, and he lives up in Chino Valley, Arizona, about an hour and a half from me. And I just wanted to check in with some of my artists and see how things were going during this time of quarantine. So, Darin, how are you surviving during self-quarantine?
You know, self-quarantine, besides the grocery stores, it's really not much different for me up here. We live out in the country and, just kind of hanging out. And hold on, Norman's here. Sorry, buddy. It's Norman.
Hi, Norman. I know everybody wants to see Norman.
There he is.
He's beautiful.
He's beautiful, and he's getting that. It's warming up just a tad, so he's feeling pretty good. So, but the quarantine. I know, everybody's kind of batting down, and it's hurt a lot of us musicians with my lessons and stuff, and playing and. But I think it's a little overhyped, but that's just my opinion. I don't want to get too much into all that stuff, but I do know that with the older people, it's it's really hard on them and stuff like that. That's just, we're doing good up here. Me and Amy and I, my folks are here, and so we're doing okay. I'm just fixing to saddle up Norman here in a little bit and go take a ride. But okay.
So have you been able to teach any of your students online via video?
I haven't. I've got one young man over in Kentucky. He moved. He was my neighbor, and he moved. I've been meaning to do some with him, but my lessons are kind of unorthodox. Hey, sorry. He just
I
feels
love
like
Norman's joining us. I love it.
He's. What are you doing? Hey, I think not a lot of people know, but I'm here to take care of my mother. She's just recovered, thank God, from stage 4 lung cancer. So I've been doing I've been doing a lot of rehabilitating with her and trying to get them back up to their ranch. And I know they're ready to get home, and we're it was 2 years of a hard fought battle, and she won it. So I think she deserves to spend the rest of her life up there on their place.
Yeah, and what is amazing is that you are also a stage 4 cancer survivor, and now your mom is too. So
yes, yeah, we both whooped its ass. So
yeah, two really great stories there. Has any new music come out of this?
How are you doing during all this?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm working away here. I'm in my home office, and
I know we don't get to see each other anymore.
I know. We're gonna have to find a way to record, do something online together.
Yeah.
But no, we're good. And I've been cleaning out my recipe file and finding old recipes that I haven't made in a long time. I've been having fun cooking again.
That's good.
It's been several years since I've really planned a meal, I think. So yeah, it's all good. We're getting out walking and hiking and getting as much exercise as possible.
I think a lot of us are all getting in shape. We don't getting that cabin fever, especially up here in Arizona or down here in Arizona. The weather's getting so beautiful. You can't just sit inside. This is our golden time of the year before we start hitting that 110 and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep. Now is the time to get out. How do you feel that the future is going to change, either for the world or for musicians because of this?
I think it's going to take a little bit to, with everything, 9/11 happened, a little bit of our freedom gets taken away. And, I'm not about that. I'd rather worry about me and mine and my neighbors, my town, my community, you know, all that stuff. And that's the thing about up here in North Arizona in the small town, Chino Valley. If somebody needs a hand, we all run down there and we give them a hand. And I like that. Same with you. If you needed a hand, I drive down there. I don't need to work. You know, I'm not worried about it too much. And, you know, my wife being a nurse, she's constantly telling me to put on a mask, and it's not for me, it's for them. And I understand all that,
Mhm.
but I'm keeping my distance. But, you know, I still got to feed my horses. I got to, you know, I've got to take, last week I had to plant the pasture, and, you know, my neighbor needed a hand and I went over and gave him a hand. So I think, you know, this is definitely going to change a lot of things. And I still don't understand the whole deal about buying all the damn toilet paper, but
I
that's a
don't
whole
like
nother deal. I think everybody's panicking, and I think we all just need to pull back on the reins, you know, and sit back a little bit and just kind of see what's happening in front of us. But I
Mhm.
do think things are going to change. And I think as Americans, um, we need to make sure that this Constitution is abided by, and we got to watch people from taking our rights away. And you know, I don't want to get too political about it. Obviously, you can probably tell uh, my views,
Yeah.
but you know, I love everybody. I don't care who you are, who your political affiliations are with. It doesn't matter to me. If you need a hand, you call me, and
Mhm.
I'm here for you.
Yeah. That's why you're my big brother.
Ah, love you, Jerry. Oh,
So have you written any new music during this time or been inspired to or
you know, I have. I've got a couple tunes I've been working on. I started the one of them when me and you were on tour last summer.
Mhm.
We did the 4x4 deal we did there, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I started that, and I did a little bit of the, you know, my songs when I start composing them, they tend to grow. You know, it's like planting the seed. The seed gets planted, and I start working with it. But
Mhm.
you, as you know, especially with the songs, you know, me and you have composed together, it's like you have to water it, and you got to see it grow until it gets to maturity. And sometimes that can take just a snap of a finger, and sometimes that might take a year and a half, two
Mhm.
years. You know, like the song "Confused." Um, I don't ever. That wasn't done till me and you went in the studio. And I thought after me and you went in the studio on the album Transformation, I thought that when we got done with that, that was one of them ones where I says, "That's complete now." Because I kind of that thing was always growing,
Mhm.
and I felt like it matured when obviously when I met you. So I've
Well,
been working on a few. I've been working on a few. I've got, you know, I've actually had one of my students. I came up with the intro part of it. Her name is Sam, and happy birthday, Sam. They live out in Paulden, north of here, and we got goobered.
oh no.
Yeah, but and he took a fresh one right here. So
Oh, it smells good. Huh?
yeah, I gave her an assignment. I told her, I says, here's what I'm going to come up with, and then I want you to come up with what you think you could add to it. And we did that for a little while, back and forth. I teach her once a week. I drive out there, and I was really amazed. This girl, I think she's like 17. Been teaching her for about a year and a half, 2 years, and she plays almost every one of my songs. She's a finger style. When I first started working with her, she didn't play a lick, and now she is a finger style virtuoso. It's amazing to hear her play my songs because I'm sitting there going, "It sounds like me playing," and I'm trying to work with her on, you know, everybody. I think, you know, I did an interview with Jonah. You know, when we were back then, it's a stew pot, and it's who you learn from, and the people that you look up to, or the music that you like, that starts getting mixed together. And I believe that's where your style comes from.
Mhm.
Uh, so yeah, I'm not doing any lessons or anything like that. Like I said, I've just been kind of, you know, working Norman here, getting the pasture ready, and doing stuff like that.
Do you think Sam would record one of your songs on video?
I know. Well, I'd have to. Yes, I know she would. Um, I would. I'm strongly encouraging her to. There's a studio up here called Raven Studios, Raven Productions,
Hmm.
and I want to get her in there and just to let her experience that first time in the studio when you're sitting there and the glass is in front of you and the engineer and all that is on the other side, because
Hmm.
you never forget that first time.
Yeah.
And I remember doing that at Living Head Recording, Living Head Audio down in Phoenix. And I remember my wife bought me some recording time, first time ever in the studio. And I went in there for confused. And I just was amazed. Like, oh my God, here I am. As a little kid, I had dreamt about this. And here I was. And you could actually see me when I was sitting there in the mirror, say right here's the mirror. And I got my guitar and they're like, all right, we're rolling.
Yeah.
My hands were shaking and,
Yeah, it's
it,
frightening.
oh,
Frightening.
it was frightening. It was like, oh my gosh, I have to play perfectly.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I think you got muted. Uh,
Klein, are you
yeah.
there?
Yep.
I'm sorry about that. I guess
That's okay. You can
doing
just.
this on your phone, I guess you have to kill your the phone thing. But
Uh,
I know with the recording part of it, I thought that was the most nervous. And then, you
mhm.
know, another nervous moment for me was up there in Vermont at Will Ackerman's studio, Imaginary Roads. Here I was sitting with the guy that I believe helped me with my recovery from the cancer.
Mhm.
And but he took me off. Before we even went in the studio, we went out on his property, and he took me around to his wood shop. Where he does all his milling, lumber and stuff. And he really made me feel at home. So I think that really helped me a lot because I had worked with him before down here in Phoenix, but it just helped me kind of put myself at ease. And I'm hoping that with Sam, that does the same thing. I mean, it's just to get there and play and have something that you can listen to and show your relatives. And I hope she continues with it. She's really getting interested in the guitar construction aspects of everything, and she may very well maybe go to one of these schools.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
No, I would love it if she just records something on her phone and send it. I'd love to hear it.
cool. If you like it, maybe you can put it on your hard dance.
We'll put it on our page.
There
Yeah,
you go. Put it on the page.
yeah. So Amy's doing well too.
She's doing well. We had a little bit of an accident here a while back. She tripped over the cat at about 1 in the morning and fell. And I've rodeoed and rode bucking horses and stuff like that. And when I turned on the light, I saw the worst shoulder dislocation I'd ever seen.
Oh
This
God.
was one of those ones where you could just get up and slam your shoulder into the fence panel or anything like this. It was bad, and I felt so bad for her. Thank God we were able to, the hospital's probably a little over about 40 minutes away from Chino Valley.
Mhm.
And but she's doing good. She's in therapy, doing the therapy now, so she's getting really good range and movement on it. And nothing, nothing, nothing. I felt so helpless. She's
Yeah.
my everything,
Yeah.
and to see her in such pain and I couldn't do anything about it. I think I actually, and I may have, just while she was cussing at me, I think I turned to her while we were driving. I said, "Would you just cowboy up? Ain't nothing I can do right now. Quit yelling."
Oh, poor
But
Amy.
she looked at me, she goes, "I don't care. I'm yelling." She goes, "Please don't take it personal." So I just grabbed the steering wheel and I just looked in the, it was 1 in the morning and I'd already taken my sleep medication. And I just
Oh.
ignored everything from that point on. I was like, just get me to the hospital.
Oh, well, I'm glad she's doing better now.
Yeah, she's doing good. And she's been such a heaven sent an angel, um, for especially for she's a nurse.
Mhm.
Um, been there every day, day in and day out for my mom, making sure that everything that's done to her is done.
Yeah.
Um, with the most utmost care.
Yeah. She is an angel. I agree.
Yes.
Yes.
You're
Good.
an angel too. You
I,
have the angel wings.
in my own way, I have to wear my wings for an interview, I guess.
Tell me, Sherry, for you to put up with my stuff, you've got to be an
I
angel.
know. I miss being on tour. We have so much fun.
I would love to do it again. You know, that's the thing. I just, you know, the traveling and the experience, and you know, there's the stress times, you know, when you're setting up and making sure everything's all right. But the one thing about me and you, um, it's like we both have our own, you know, we're in the cars together driving, and we get there, then we kind of, you know, we relax just a tad if we can. And then it's like we just kind of separate into our deal. You know, I'm a sound Nazi, so I'm making sure the sound system's right, and I'm making sure that everything's good for you, and little hassle as possible. And we're always just a little bit like, how's this going to turn out? But usually when we do these shows, it just turns out amazing. And afterwards, it's hard, you know. As you know, we sit up, you know, we'll go get a bottle of wine if I don't get arrested first. But you know, we always have a good time, and I miss that, and I hope we can do that again.
Yeah, me
Sometime.
too.
So if people want us to come play at their house, give us a holler.
Yeah, we'll plan it maybe next year. Who knows how long this is going to last? So,
Yeah, maybe
mm,
we'll call it the um, we're released tour.
yeah.
I know it's hard on everybody. I know, you know, and I appreciate. You know, I just saw Doug Blair's video, his release, and that was amazing. You know, and I try to keep up with all the other artists on Hard Dance Records,
Mhm.
and I really appreciate that. I do my little 3-song Sunday deal at 7:30, and
Yeah.
it's nice to stay in contact, and I think people appreciate that because you're a little more personal. I
Yes.
w- and I tell everybody, I wish I could grab you all up and bring you out here to you know, the house, and we'll have a big barn party, and you know, with music. But yeah, we'll get through this. I have every doubt we'll get through this, and I just think as Americans and as human beings, um, we just need to really uh, we need to keep an eye on things and make sure that our freedoms and our liberties are not taken away. That's all I'll say about that.
Okay. Do you want to show us? Do you want to show us your little workshop back there? I see it in the behind
Yes,
you.
I'll
Uh,
take you
is
back
it-
there.
yeah.
It's hold on a second here.
Yeah. So most people, well, maybe they don't know, but Darin is a luthier, so he builds guitars and repairs guitars.
Yeah, let me get the jacket out of the way here. But I've got some stuff I've been working on. Um,
Are those
Pickup.
your? Is that your guitar or somebody else?
No, it's customers, and then just did a pickup install on this here.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. And you know, let's go back here. Here's my machines.
Hmm.
Going around. Excuse the English saddle. I just got that. Not that I'm going to be
You
riding.
write English?
Oh hell no! I ain't not no. But here's some. I got some acoustic sides, double acoustic sides. This is Indian rosewood. Um, got a body here. Been working on. Here's one of my. It's dusty because I do live in a barn. You see if I can get some light on it.
Uh-huh.
There's one of my bodies I've been working on.
Okay.
I've also got a mandolin, but it's right there.
Nice.
So yeah, I sit out here and just I do my I have customers, and I have people up here in Prescott, the Quad City area. I
Hmm.
have people come up from Phoenix that bring me their instruments. But I got to tell you, just as I was saying before, um, I used to rodeo for quite a while and team rope, and moving up here has really got me back into my zone. This I've always been since I was a little kid watching Rifleman on TV, and I have my barn. It's
Yeah, it's a beautiful barn.
thank you. But yeah, we're doing good here. It's, I like I said, people would just, and as you did with the veterans birthday, everybody, your neighbors and everybody appreciate what you do. You
Yeah,
supply
that
some
was fun.
music, and we need that. We need to, if the neighbor down the road needs toilet paper, by God, I got some toilet paper.
Right, right. So
So I
yeah,
think in this time we really need to help each other. Because I just went to Walmart a while back, and I swear to God, it was the biggest game of cooties I've ever played.
uh,
People were just like, they look at they look at each other in the eye, and then you look down, and then you're shuffling up against the wall. Oh, don't touch me, don't touch me. Got my invisible cootie spray.
we've been staying out of the stores. We've tried the home delivery, and tomorrow we're doing a pickup. So we've placed an order at the grocery store. We're going to go pick it up tomorrow. So we'll see how that works. So
We kind of get essentials. We've been kind of, I don't know what. I'm not a prepper. But we've always been prepared for something like this. And I think when you live in the country and we raise our own beef. We got freezers full of meat, and so I feel bad for those that is really struggling. There's people up here that is really struggling,
yeah,
and I just hope that we can get back into track and start supplying this country with music that heals.
yeah. Yeah, I was doing those driveway concerts for a while, and once they issued the stay-at-home order, I felt that I probably should stop doing those. But my neighbors, I actually had some that were kind of upset with me that I stopped playing because they were getting used to my concerts every night. I was doing them at like 4:30 in the afternoon, and they'd come out from their houses and set their chairs in the driveway, or they'd drive their little golf carts down and park, and everybody was keeping their distance. But
Applied an escape for them, a
yeah,
change out of the monotony routine every day, and
yes. So
you.
they were saying it's an essential service, for their health.
It
And
is.
I can't disagree with them, but um, I don't know. I might start it up again as long as, people obey. Keep
You're going
their
to have to put up like little yellow tape that's 6 feet apart.
little
Or
sticker.
yeah, I hear it's
Right.
13 feet. Now I'm hearing the masks are bad. Hey, stop it! I am so looking forward to throwing a saddle on this one today,
Uh,
full of tea and vinegar.
well, it was fun doing that parade too for that veteran. He turned 90. He
Yeah,
actually used to live in this house before we moved in this house.
oh, no kidding.
He was renting this house, and now they live about 6 houses down. So my neighbor had emailed me the day before and said, hey, there's an event going on in the neighborhood tomorrow, and it's Tom's birthday. And they had planned a big party for him, but that had to be canceled, obviously. So they wanted to do something for him. So his daughter did an amazing job of arranging this parade, and there were at least 50 cars in the parade. And I just said, do you want me to play?
Oh,
And they're like, sure. Yeah.
plane over. That
I
was
had
awesome.
that flyover. Yeah, that was amazing. So we figured out how to rig up my sound system in the Jeep so I could play. And
Love that. That was great. Very kind of you.
it was fun. It was a lot of
And
fun.
good job on your little speed limit run with a little radar sign. You were doing the 10 miles an hour on your running there.
I have to see if I can get a score better than 10 next time.
Well, I think you can do better than that. You may just have to have Chuck drive the Jeep and then do a tuck and roll and then run,
Yeah, it was fun. So I've been trying to find humor in the situation daily. So sometimes I post something that I feel is humorous. Maybe others don't find it humorous, but I'm trying to get it checked.
Music and laughter makes the world go round.
Yes, the more we've been laughing, we've actually been laughing, I think, more in the last couple of weeks than we have in the last couple of years. We found so much humor in so much of the situation that it just helps. It makes you feel better.
It does.
Well, I should let you go so you can jump on Norman.
Oy.
Yeah, should we see Norman? Should we get a close-up of Norman?
Let me see here. Let me grab him a little something. Hey, Norman. Hey. Oh, geez, I just scared the poop out of him there.
Oh, really?
Hey, buddy. Come on. Why you poop right here? Here you go.
Don't step in it.
There's my buddy right here.
There
This
he
is
is.
Norman.
Beautiful Norman.
Yep.
Norman is how old?
Norman is 10 years old. He came off of he was a racehorse. His registered name was Frisky for his age,
Mhm,
and he won quite a bit of money, but his left hind leg kind of started giving him problems. He's
mhm,
still faster than snot, but it kind of affected him coming out of the gate, and so kind of I mean my cousin daughter Danielle, her husband is a trainer,
mhm,
and you know he's got a lot of horses, and he just had to get rid of some, and they gave me old Norman here. They gave him to me for free, and he's
mhm.
a 16 hand. I can try to get up here and show you actually how tall this horse is. But here he is. I'm 6'2". This
Yeah,
is just his shoulders right here.
yeah. So when you ride him, is
Mhm.
it, I don't know the official terminology, but do you just kind of walk or trot, or do you full out run?
I can ride this horse. He can listen to fireworks because they've heard that on the track. When they're out on the racetracks and in their stalls there, he's
Mhm,
very acclimated to that. But here a little while back, I was riding down the gas line road, and a turkey came out, and he about jumped out of his skin. He had never seen a turkey, and so we had a little bit of a ride. So, it's kind of hard to take a racehorse and turn him into a little ranch horse. But
mhm.
he's doing okay. He's very observant. Um, he loves to experience new things, but he kind of lets you do it at his pace.
Yeah. So is Norman gonna have a friend soon?
Yes, he is going to have a friend here soon. We've been kind of keeping an eye out, and with Amy's arm the way it is, her shoulder, we're just kind of waiting a little bit. But we got get her one, and then we can start hauling these horses out and doing some cattle sorting and stuff like that.
Hmm. Nice.
He's such a ham.
He is. Hi, Norman. Good to see you, Norman.
You see her? Say hi to Sherry.
Hey, it's me.
Hey,
Hey,
Sherry.
hi.
Look at the eyeball. Oh,
Next time I see you, I'll bring you a treat.
it's like, man, what are you doing? Well, here's a little present. I just dropped the phone and poop.
And poop? Oh no.
Hold on. Ew. Oh, there we go. That was not rehearsed. I was going to show you what he left me right there in the front of the door, but I'm going to have to go clean my phone.
Okay, we'll let you go so you can sterilize your phone.
Thanks for having me on here, Sherry.
All right, yeah, thanks for being my first experiment here for interviews. All right,
You take care.
bye.
Bye.